Okay, Breaker Broke 23. So about the end of June, I moved in to my new location. Actually, I was in there a month earlier, but we were just kind of living on patio furniture. We had to go back up to Washington to get our stuff, and I'm sure some of you have seen that boring series that I put out. But if you haven't, look at my series of videos that's entitled Moving from Washington to Utah. All right, so I had to paint this wall. I want to shout out to Needlebender99, Mr. Darren C., who is a freaking artist when it comes to sheetrock and mudding. He put a new window in for me, but because of the way that I ordered the window, it was my mess up. We had to tear some stuff out and tear out the tile and everything and do new sheetrock. So, that being said, window's all in. Darren got me taken care of. Thanks again, Darren. And that being said, I had mud that was feathered out to here, so I had to repaint this wall. Well, the previous owners, I couldn't find any paint, so I had to come up with something for this wall. I'm colorblind, and I just hate picking out colors. But the previous owners left some of these little sample units here of paint. One 59/64 of a US pint. That's an odd measurement, but that's okay. And then these color samples, and there was one of these containers of this, and this. So I'm like, well, I like all those colors. So forget about it. I just freaking dumped them all into a gallon bucket and mixed them up and came up with that color, which is that color, but I know it looks like it's a little brown here with this camera. I don't know why. Okay, so that being said, I promised you guys I was going to do an unboxing series, and I'm to that point now. I need to put some plywood down, so I got to go to Home Depot tomorrow, get a couple sheets of plywood. That ought to be fun. Plywood's really scabby right now because of this stupid COVID crap. But anyway, so I'm going to get a little bit thinner plywood, and I'm going to put that on top of these grates because this isn't conducive for radio. This is awesome. Costco shelf. Then it's great for your garage. But yeah, for radios, I don't want to do that. So anyway, I'm going to put down plywood. It's like 21¼ by 71½. So we're going to do that. But I just can't hold out any longer. So I was going to do the unboxing thing. If you look at my video a couple months back, it was I'm a radio junkie and I need help, and I do, because I even found more. But I was going to take requests, and my buddy Purple Popsicle, good old Jaybird, he wanted to have me unbox the Stoner Pro 40. Well, at the moment, I can't find my Stoner Pro 40. I found the speaker for it, but I did not find the Pro 40. So next up the list, Mr. 741 wants me to unbox the Madison. Well, it just so happens I found the Madison. But look at that box. Look at the way that is. So we're going to have to unbox that and see how that turned out. And then temporarily, we'll put her up there on the shelf and we'll see what she looks like up there. All right, I'm going to mount this camera up and I'll be right back. Cool, and away we go. This is the first one. Oh man, I'm kind of stoked. Okay. This is a love-hate relationship I have with this radio. First of all, I love the performance of it, and I love the looks of it. I've always liked Madisons because I could never really afford a Cobra 2000. And a Cobra 2000 was like, kind of back in the day, one of the big strapping radios. And it's one that people wanted. That's funny. But I could never afford one of those. But I found a Madison like 20 years ago. I'm like, dude, I can do that. I bought this Madison when you could get a President Madison off of eBay for $100 bucks. I paid $100 for it, and I don't know, $20 shipping or something. That was back in the day. So, yeah. I packed things a little different. So what I wanted to do, oh dude, my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sheets. What I wanted to do is pack radios and then get rid of, towels and sheets and stuff like that. And I thought, well, let's do it that way. So, this guy's, let's take her out. The box says this is the top. So I'm feeling pretty confident. Said this was the face. Because that's just kind of what I do on some radios. I just kind of let myself know where everything's at. So, here she comes, Miss America. because I don't want to get copyrighted for that probably. All right. So, love-hate relationship. Back to the story. This radio, I always wanted a Madison. I wanted a nice one. And at the time, you could get them for like $100. And so I got it, plugged it in, and it worked great right out of the box. But it's a unit in Madison. It's not a President Madison. So I'm like, well, I'll use it for now. And when I find a real President Madison, I'll get rid of this and I'll get the President version. Never did get the President version. And now, these things go for some good Skrilla. I mean, these things are spendy. So anyway, when I plugged it in, it worked fine. It worked great. I was really happy with my purchase. But the dreaded clock stopped working. And I went in and rebuilt the clock. Well, no, I didn't rebuild it. I repaired it and got it running, and it ran for about 2 months. And then it stopped. So other than that, the radio worked great. So anyway, I got years of service out of this. I really like the radio. I love the receiver on this. This is like dual conversion receiver. It's a great radio on sideband and on AM. And when I find the microphone that I use on this, I'll unbox that and I'll let you know, and I'll put these two together where they belong. They belong as a team. So I'm a Turner collector, and I love Turners. And like +3s, +3Bs, Super Sidekicks. I think Super Sidekicks are beautiful, but I think they sound like Gaga myself. I just never got one to sound right. Maybe on a radio here or there, but anyway. I just love that shape. And you know, like the 776 like they use on the Browning Golden Eagle Mark IVs. I just love that style. But I found a mic that worked on this. I tried many D104s, Turner +2s, +3s, and I had a Lafayette Range Boost, which is a Turner 776 / Turner +3 Super Sidekick looking microphone shape, but it was made for Lafayette by Turner. And from what I was told by a gentleman many decades ago, he said that when they made that microphone for Lafayette, I guess they tailored it to Lafayette specifications. That being said, best microphone combination I've ever had for a CB was the Lafayette Range Boost on this Madison. But after all those years of beauteous killer service, it finally broke down on me and stopped putting out power. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Unfortunately, this was June of 2019, and I was closing on my park on the morning of July 1st, 2019, and then at that point, I got to move everything out. So even though it was in June, I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to swap a final. I had an extra, I think it was a 1969 that goes in these. Anyway, I had an extra one and in my parts bin, and I just thought, I'm just going to throw a final in and we're good to go. Well, that's not the problem. So this is kind of, I had to put it on the back shelf. So this is going to be one of the first radios that I work on when I get my bench back up and running. And that's going to take a while because I donated my equipment. A lot of it was donated to me by a very good friend of mine, the Stoner owner, and it was old, like 70s Navy stuff, and like I said, it was donated to me, and Stoner owner said, dude, if you don't have room, donate it to somebody else. So I did. I donated it to 321, and I hope he's enjoying that. So I've got to get my test gear back. Well, not get it back, but I've got to replace what I gave away and get back on this. I believe I can actually finish this without having a bunch of it, because this radio wasn't out of a line or anything like that. I'll do a new driver, a new final, and reset the bias, and it should be all right. Anyway, this is the flap clock version of the President Madison, and this particular piece is in pretty good cosmetic condition. So let's dismount this puppy. You like that? That's high tech. So there we go. And of course, it's just a beautiful radio, isn't it? I love these things. And I put white LED behind the meters, and they're all polished up and everything. Look at that. Look at those. They shine. So I did have a few issues here. The radio came like this. But other than that, It was owned by a smoker, so it was hermetically sealed in cigarette smoke. And I put a little note on there, do not plug into power. So I'm not going to, because I really want to, but I'm not going to. Yeah. Anyway, there you go, 741. And I'll find the speaker to this too. It's around somewhere. So let's put it up on the shelf. So let's see, how can I do this? Let's go like this, because I don't want to screw up the camera in here. And let's see if we can go here. Here we go. I've been painting all day, so I'm not all that presentable. There we go. First one up on the shelf. Oh, dude. I've got room for a couple more radios. Yeah. I think I'm going to do mobiles up here. I got a ton of export mobiles. I'm going to do mobiles up here. I don't know, 80s base stations here maybe. 70s base stations down. Ooh, and the big strappers are going to go down on that bottom shelf. We got to put all the weight on the bottom. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, first of the video of the unboxing. I honestly don't know how many I have. At one time I had a whole big old ton of them, but I have gotten rid of many of those radios. What I would call the underperforming radios. Let's see, what comes to mind? Let's see, I had a couple Stoner Pro 40s. I gave one away, and then I sold a ARF 2001, which was just a terrible radio. Oh my God, some trams, etc., etc. Anyway, oh, a couple Pierce Simpson basses and stuff, so. All right, you guys, well, listen. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And stick with me, because we're going to unbox a whole bunch more radios, and then you can watch my little studio here grow and get even more cluttered. But I'll be cluttered with clean walls and a new painted wall and a new window. Once again, thanks, Darren. All right, Breaker Broke 23, over and out.